find that one of the most important things that these heliocentric enthusiasts like to cling to is the International Space Station.
Well, that's because you have to. Because otherwise, you would just fly off into space, wouldn't you? And they're not clinging anyway, they're tethered.
Go nuts on my nuts.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Playing the Blinder with me, the Creaky Blinder, and D Marble. Tidy!
I find that one of the most important things that these heliocentric enthusiasts like to cling to is the International Space Station. They like to say that, well, we do actually have a 24-hour live feed of the Earth spinning.
Correct.
You can see the curvature and all that from the ISS.
Correct again.
Anybody that decides that they want to take a little bit of time to do some research will find lots of footage of the so-called International Space Station with these astronauts actually conducting their training in pools.
Right, and your point is?
Walks. These are faked inside a swimming pool. It's a custom-built swimming pool, and that's a great way to fake zero gravity.
Well, yes it is, and that's exactly why astronauts train in swimming pools.
They conduct the training in these pools because, well, that's pretty much what they're doing.
Well, damn. I've been wrong all these years. I thought they conducted the training in pools because it was a lot safer than sending somebody into space untrained.
The International Space Station, I mean, it could rather be called the International Swimming Station.
I like the way you're thinking, D Marble. Because then you wouldn't even have to change the letters. It would still be ISS.
There's been like tons of footage uploaded where they've made mistakes and they were unable to edit out the bubbles rising in their spacewalks.
But why would they need to edit out something that is actually happening in space? Oh, of course, you think they're in a pool, don't you? Not in space, you moron. So, have you ever considered the fact that the bubbles you see tend to go off in whatever direction they fancy? Do bubbles of water behave like that on Earth? Because in reality, which I know is a strange concept for a flat earther, all that's actually happening is as the astronauts exit the ISS through the airlock, the air in it is vented into space. As the air expands, it cools. The water vapor in the air freezes into small ice crystals. These crystals then slowly sublimate, i.e. they turn directly into water vapor, so they do not contribute to the space debris problem. But if you'd rather believe that they're swimming around in a pool, that's entirely up to you, you muppet.
There's a popular hashtag going around, bubbles in space. Might want to check that one out.
Well, why didn't you just say so? If there's a popular hashtag going around, I'm convinced. How about you? Do you know what's another popular hashtag? Hashbag? What's a hashbag? Do you know what's another popular hashtag? D Marble is an idiot. Let's see if we can get that trending.
If you haven't already.
Give us a chance, the video's only just been released.
They say that you can see the curvature from the International Space Station, but the fact of the matter is they're using fisheye lenses.
Go on, say it, please. CGI.
Also, there's been lots of blooper reels done on board the International Space Station showing that these astronauts are using wire harnesses.
Wire schmire. They're using harnesses, in your opinion, which counts for nothing because you're a flat earther and a moron, and you live in a van.
Not to mention all the ladies on these so-called space missions that always have permed hair to simulate them actually being out in space, when in actuality, you can see how real hair operates in zero gravity.
Now, I've heard flat earthers say a lot of stupid things since I started this channel 2 years ago. But D Marble, if there was an award for being a grade A idiot, you would have just won it by a mile.
Oh, and let's not even get into one of the most recent bloopers by NASA. Happened a few weeks ago. There was this massive CGI glitch.
CGI. I knew I just had to be patient.
While they were supposed to be recording live, showing that there was live editing going on during the recording.
Live editing, eh? Fascinating topic, D Marble. So, are you going to explain at any point how exactly that's achieved? Because it's difficult enough to edit pre-recorded footage. Well, as my videos always prove. But to edit something in real time? Wow.
So, the orbital height of the International Space Station is said to be 250 miles up, away from the Earth's surface. Okay, 250 miles. So that leaves it right between the mesosphere and the exosphere. That puts it in a place called the thermosphere. The temperature of the thermosphere can reach up to 3,632 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, the ISS, one of the most commonly used materials of the ISS is 2219 T6 aluminum alloy. The melting temperature of aluminum is 1221 degrees Fahrenheit. The melting temperature of glass is 1538 degrees Fahrenheit. The melting temperature of steel is 2750 degrees Fahrenheit. The melting temperature of titanium is 3034 degrees Fahrenheit. Doesn't that mean that most of the external components of the ISS should be, I don't know, melted?
Well, no, D-Marble, and allow me to explain why. Now, you may not know this, you lay people watching, but there's a fundamental difference between temperature and heat. Temperature is the measure of how much energy individual particles have. Heat is the measure of how much energy is contained by those particles in a given volume. The thermosphere is a very low density gas, i.e., very few particles. So even though the individual particles do have a lot of energy, high temperature, they don't hold much heat energy overall. An imperfect analogy would be the following. You can stick your hand in water, heat it to 90 degrees without sustaining any injury. And yet you can sit in a sauna with an air temperature of 90 degrees quite happily for a long time. The temperature is exactly the same, but the heat is very different. And since the ISS is made using reflective materials, this is why it can withstand the heat of the thermosphere.
That's like, I don't know, taking an airplane made out of snow and flying that thing around in Texas in July. That's about how well that would work out, just to simulate on a common sense level how people comprehend that the ISS is operating at those temperatures in the thermosphere.
Now, a man who said not but 2 minutes ago that all female astronauts have perms should not be using the words common sense.
It makes absolutely no sense. The ISS being at that altitude in those temperatures is a physical impossibility because the external components would have melted time and time again. You get that?
Consider it got. Wrong, but
now let's take a look at the ISS. Maybe we can figure out why it hasn't melted yet.
well, I think Professor Blinder did a perfect job of explaining why it's not melted yet. What do you mean it's just me in a wig? No, it's not.
Oh, I see why it hasn't melted. Because it's a hologram. Okay? The ISS is supposed to be up that high. It's all lit up, it's all bright and shiny, and people think that they can actually film this thing. And actually, people would say, you know what, there is a website, and the ISS really is up there. It's not a hologram. You can actually go out there and film the ISS anytime you want.
Well, not technically anytime you want. It obviously has to be passing above where you live, otherwise it would be quite pointless. And you need a really fast camera lens. But yeah, you can film the ISS. And if the conditions are right, you can see it with the naked eye. Well, I can't, because I can't even see my computer with the naked eye. Glasses.
Okay. You think you can go outside and film the ISS?
Well, no, obviously I don't think I can film the ISS, but this guy thinks he can. And he did, from the roof of his house in Cheshire, as it passed over the Bay of Biscay and southern France. And he very kindly sped the clip up by 3 times.
Now let's go ahead and build this up. A quick Google search is going to tell you that the speed of sound is 768 miles per hour, as simulated here with this jet breaking the sound barrier.
There it is.
Well, it wasn't simulated, was it? It actually did break the sound barrier. We saw the sonic boom and everything. I think you're getting demonstrated and simulated muddled up.
Okay, now, another Google search is going to tell you that the regular speed of the International Space Station is somewhere around 17,150 miles per hour. Let me say that again.
Stunt. I heard you the first time. I'm short-sighted, not deaf. Are we actually going anywhere with this video, or are you just going to spend the entire time demonstrating your lack of understanding about anything to do with the ISS and space in general?
17,150 miles per hour.
Well, that's a yes then, but go on, what's your point? And more importantly, when are you going to make it?
Okay, the circumference of the Earth is said to be 24,901 miles around. Alright, that means that the ISS should make a complete orbit around the Earth every, let's say, hour and a half. Somewhere around every 90 minutes or so, the ISS should make a complete orbit around the Earth, if it's a globe. Yes? Alright, so let's check out that blazing speed on this video. Now, I'm just gonna leave it to you. After seeing those bullets flying through the air, after seeing that jet breaking the sound barrier, now, does it really look to you like the ISS is moving anywhere near 17,000 miles per hour, or 22 times the speed of sound?
I'll give you this one. No, it doesn't. But it is. But you're right, because it does orbit the Earth every 90 minutes, 16 times a day. So I really don't see what this shows. The only thing it shows me is that it's in space. There's no point of reference for you to get a gauge of the speed it's traveling at. But of course you probably already knew that, didn't you, D-Marble, being the flat Earth genius you are?
Does it look like it's going that fast? Really? So people believe that they can go outside, take a telescope or a camera, and they can actually point it at the sky and keep up with the ISS while it's moving overhead, while it's going in excess of 17,000 miles per hour. You really think so?
Well, actually, yes, I do really think so. You Wesley Snipes blade watching fuck. Did you notice D-Marble's fantastic Effie Offensive t-shirt? Well, how about one of these? Effie is offensive. Now, these are the limited edition t-shirts I've talked about in live streams, and they are genuinely limited. They're only available until May the 31st at midnight. They're on the merch store now, so go along and snag one for yourself before they run out. And these ones actually will run out. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time. If you're at a loose end, which you are because we're on lockdown, watch this next. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.